The White House took the dramatic step of indefinitely banning Associated Press journalists from key areas on February 14, 2025. The Oval Office and Air Force One are now off-limits. This ban specifically targets reporters. AP photographers retain access. It's a move that sent shockwaves through the media world. The catalyst? A seemingly simple disagreement over what to call a body of water. The White House demands the use of Gulf of America instead of Gulf of Mexico. This clash highlights the ongoing tension between the Trump administration and the press. The ban represents a significant escalation. It's not just about a name, it's about control over the narrative. The White House is trying to dictate not only what is reported but also how it is reported. This sets a dangerous precedent. It raises serious concerns about freedom of the press. It also raises questions about the administration's commitment to transparency. The ban has been met with swift condemnation from press freedom groups. The White House Correspondents Association called it unacceptable and a blatant attempt to control the narrative. The Committee to Protect Journalists warned that it sends a chilling message to journalists covering the White House. The ban comes at a time when the relationship between the Trump administration and the press is already deeply strained. Trump has repeatedly attacked the media, calling them the enemy of the people and accusing them of spreading fake news. This latest move is likely to further erode trust in the media among Trump's supporters. It also creates a hostile environment for journalists trying to do their jobs. The ban is a reminder of the importance of a free and independent press. It is also a reminder of the fragility of democratic institutions. In an age of misinformation and disinformation, a free press is more important than ever. It is essential for holding the powerful accountable and for informing the public. The seemingly innocuous body of water known to most as the Gulf of Mexico has become an unlikely battleground. In January 2025, President Trump issued a decree. He mandated the use of Gulf of America within all government communications. This act was rooted in his America First ideology. It's an attempt to assert American dominance even in nomenclature. However, this renaming has not been recognized internationally. Mexico, other countries and global organizations continue to use Gulf of Mexico. This name change has been widely criticized. Critics see it as a nationalistic gesture with little practical effect. Some even view it as an attempt to rewrite history and geography. The name Gulf of Mexico reflects centuries of established usage. It also acknowledges the geographical reality of the Gulf's shared border with Mexico. Changing the name to suit a political agenda is seen as a dangerous precedent. The controversy surrounding the name change reflects a broader trend. There's a growing tendency toward nationalistic rhetoric and policies around the world. In this context, seemingly small disputes can take on outsized significance. They become symbolic of larger ideological battles. The Gulf of America controversy is a stark reminder that even seemingly minor issues can become flashpoints in today's polarized political climate. It remains to be seen what the long-term impact of Trump's decree will be. However, it has already sparked a debate about the use of language, the role of history, and the relationship between nations. It's a debate that is likely to continue long after Trump leaves office. The controversy highlights the power of words and the importance of careful consideration in matters of national identity. The Associated Press, a cornerstone of American journalism since 1846, found itself in uncharted waters. The White House's demand to use Gulf of America presented a dilemma. On January 23, 2025, AP issued an internal-style memo. It acknowledged the new term but asserted its continued use of Gulf of Mexico in global reporting. This decision was not made lightly. AP cited the importance of consistency, accuracy, and avoiding confusion among its vast international readership. AP's position reflects a commitment to journalistic principles. The organization prioritizes accuracy and consistency in its reporting. It also recognizes the importance of using terminology that is widely understood by its audience. In this case, using Gulf of America would have created confusion and inconsistency with the terminology used by other news organizations and international bodies. AP's decision to defy the White House's directive was a bold one. It reflects the organization's commitment to journalistic independence. AP's actions highlight the essential role of a free press in a democratic society. It serves as a watchdog, holding those in power accountable and providing the public with accurate and unbiased information. The AP's stance serves as a reminder that journalism is not about blindly following orders, even from the highest office. It's about reporting the truth even when it's inconvenient or unpopular. This commitment to journalistic integrity is crucial in an era of misinformation and fake news. Section 4. The White House rationale: control, not just a name. The White House's justification for the AP ban extends beyond a mere disagreement over terminology. They argue that AP's refusal to adopt Gulf of America is tantamount to spreading misinformation. This framing is crucial to understanding the administration's motives. It's not simply about a name, it's about controlling the narrative and punishing dissent. By labeling any deviation from their preferred language as misinformation, they attempt to discredit critical reporting and shape public perception. This tactic has become increasingly common among those seeking to evade accountability. By blurring the lines between fact and opinion, they create an environment where truth itself is up for debate. This has a chilling effect on free speech and undermines public trust in institutions. The AP ban is a stark reminder of the importance of a vigilant and independent press in holding those in power accountable. The White House's actions raise serious concerns about their commitment to a free and open press. By attempting to dictate the language used by journalists, they are encroaching on the fundamental principles of freedom of expression. This sets a dangerous precedent, potentially emboldening other governments to follow suit and further erode press freedom globally. The AP ban is not an isolated incident. It's part of a broader pattern of behavior by the Trump administration. From labeling critical media as fake news to barring certain outlets from press briefings, this administration has consistently sought to undermine and discredit any reporting that challenges its narrative. This pattern of behavior is deeply troubling and poses a significant threat to the health of American democracy. Section 5. Echoes of the First Amendment, a constitutional clash. The White House's ban on AP journalists immediately ignited a firestorm of legal and constitutional debate. The First Amendment, a cornerstone of American democracy, guarantees freedom of the press. This ban, critics argue, directly infringes upon that right by selectively excluding journalists based on their reporting choices. The White House counters by claiming that the First Amendment doesn't guarantee access to limited spaces like the Oval Office. This legal battle goes beyond the immediate issue at hand. It strikes at the heart of the balance between government power and press freedom. The AP has signaled its intent to challenge the ban in court, setting the stage for a landmark case. Legal experts predict a protracted battle with significant implications for the future of journalism in the digital age. The outcome could redefine the boundaries of press access and the government's ability to control the flow of information. This case highlights the importance of a robust and independent judiciary in upholding constitutional rights. The ban has also reignited the debate about the role of the press in a democracy. Supporters of the ban argue that the AP overstepped its bounds by refusing to comply with the White House's directive. They view it as an act of defiance that undermines the administration's authority. However, many see this ban as a blatant attempt to silence dissent and control the narrative. They argue that a free press, even when it's critical, is essential to holding those in power accountable. The outcome of this legal battle will have far-reaching consequences. It could determine the extent to which the government can dictate press coverage and shape public opinion. It's a stark reminder that the fight for press freedom is an ongoing struggle, one that requires constant vigilance and a willingness to defend the rights enshrined in the Constitution. Section 6. AP in the crosshairs, impact on coverage and credibility. The White House ban throws a wrench into the AP's daily operations, particularly its ability to cover pooled presidential events. These events, often involving dignitaries and crucial policy announcements, rely on a small group of journalists representing various outlets to gather and share information. The AP, a founding member of the White House press pool since 1881, plays a vital role in this system. Its exclusion creates a significant gap in coverage, potentially depriving the public of crucial information. This ban could also have long-term ramifications for the AP's credibility. The White House, by singling out the organization and publicly labeling its reporting as misinformation, attempts to sow seeds of doubt among the public. This tactic, known as discrediting the media, aims to undermine trust in journalistic institutions, making it easier to dismiss critical reporting as biased or inaccurate. The AP now faces the challenge of maintaining its reputation for neutrality and accuracy while navigating a hostile environment. The ban's impact extends beyond the AP. It sends a chilling message to other news organizations, signaling that defiance of the White House's directives could result in similar consequences. This could lead to self-censorship, with journalists hesitant to challenge the administration's narrative for fear of retribution. Such an environment stifles critical reporting and undermines the public's right to be informed. The AP's situation highlights the crucial role of a free and independent press in a functioning democracy. When journalists are silenced or intimidated, the public's ability to hold those in power accountable is severely compromised.